Okay, judge not. Be ye judged first. So I'm gonna judge myself here. That I'm a recovering angry person, bitter person, rejected spirit, black sheep type, nonconformist type. And it makes things difficult for me, man, everywhere, because you can feel people jockeying for like position and approval all the time, and you can kind of discern beyond the outward appearance. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it very difficult, man, when you see the hearts of men, how taint they are. It saddens you, and it does, in a way. It can darken your own view, that because you see other people's darkness and you absorb it, and now you start to emanate the darkness as well, man. I've been there, and in a way, the darkness, because you're hurt, and your hurts may be genuine, but you're so hurt that you're lashing out at anyone, even the people who do care. And it's quite, oh, look at that. Look at that. Someone came and dropped us off some water, man. What good friends. But anyway, here's the thing, man. What is narcissistic supply? See, if you want to see a narcissist implode, if you want to see a narcissist explode, do exactly what they want you to do. If you want to see them implode, don't do anything. Just leave them alone and watch, dude. It's like, you know that the voices in their head, I'm not talking about like schizophrenic voices, I'm talking like their memories, their thoughts are constantly murmuring, complaining, and looking and jockeying and looking for some kind of way to get another narcissistic supply, which is basically its problem reaction solution. You create a problem so you can get this reaction from others, which is like anger. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Now they get to blast you with what they really wanted to say, but they couldn't just come out and say it until you got offended. There's this preacher dude, man, and I felt like he intentionally was targeting and talking crap about me, and I didn't realize. He kept talking about bitter spirit and rejected spirit, and I didn't get it at the time. You see, it's not a good form of preaching, but he did teach me that he was correct in that. Because by him rejecting me, and then I felt rejected, and then I felt hostile towards him for a while. And so he proved that it was there, but at the same time, it's problem reaction solution too. And I don't think that's a good tactic. That's not really love, man. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's hard. It's like fighting with someone, but you still fight with them, but there's no intention of destroying them or really hurting them. You're not going to push it no farther than it needs to go. And sometimes it does take someone to step out on a limb and take a chance. It's a gamble. Once again, just like the demons like to get the bases loaded and then put all their money on the jackpot, hoping you will give them a reaction. That you will fuel them. You'll give them narcissistic supply. Because narcissism is like, in a way, it's like your emotions are your God. They control, your emotions are the ultimate judge, or the balances that declare what's right or wrong, as opposed to the truth, which is separate outside of you, and you can align with that, and or not, or you can align with your emotion, what you perceive or feel. See, here's the thing: someone could, like, let's say they had a bee in their pocket, and they walked by you, and the bee stung them, and they looked like this at you as they were walking by, and you'd feel extremely offended, like, "Hey, man, what did I do to you?" But it's like you lack the perception to just not judge the situation by how it looks. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I make that mistake a lot too, because it's one of the downsides to having a very logical, scientific type mind, is that you always be seeking out an answer. When some things don't, it doesn't need all that. If you just let it go, stop thinking about it, things will reveal themselves. That's the same thing, like a narcissistic supply. The way you could see if a person's struggling with narcissism, they always got to get the freaking last word. They can't never be rebuked, and they can't hold their peace and not say anything, not have to defend themselves. In all actuality, to call them out, then they blast you with everything, and that's you're fueling the narcissist. That's what they want. They want to fight. They want to argue. They want a problem, because it's like an addiction, man. It's an addiction. Because look, when in your mind, I know when people say certain things to me, it triggers something in me. My heart rate goes up, and it's almost like you feel the blood go, and it raises up to your freaking eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's right there under the surface. If you allow it just to go any farther, it's gonna. But you can feel it rise, and it's. I don't know if that's a freaking a spirit, or if it's just the physiological response to trauma or a threat, fight or flight, basically. And if anyone, there's people that are called adrenaline junkies, but they have positive ways they get it. Like they become wrestlers, they become skydivers, they go surfing, skateboarders. And here's the thing. You see a lot of these UFC guys, and they're violent as a mother effer. But listen, they're not necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not really, like, they don't walk around with a chip on their shoulder. They're kind of, you know what I'm saying? So in a way, they have this violent tendency, but yet they're not, the normal things like anger isn't really fueling them. But you can also say this competition. See, there's another spirit of narcissism, though, is competition. So in that UFC, you're gonna be prone to competition, which can lead to a narcissistic type thing. And it's just stroking your own ego, basically whacking off your brain, over your own reflection, in a way. But see, a person, listen, that's the thing. When you don't respond the way they expected you to, they try to bait you in more, and then it's obvious that what they're doing, and it's very this is very difficult to deal with people that are like this. And then you can, in a roundabout way, talk about spirits. Like you can talk about angry, and this person will swear that they're not angry, or it's righteous anger, when it's right in your own sight, but it's not really righteous. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've realized this. You could be right, so right, and you can argue it and win the argument, but still be wrong in a way. Because if something is so powerfully true and potent, why do you have to contend so hard for it? You know what I'm saying? Contentiously contending is a bad form of contending. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you earnestly contend for the faith. See, it's about self-control. It's about, like, people are going to dish you, don't dish them back. People are going to be angry, don't let it disturb you and take away your peace. Be angry yet, but don't sin, but sin not. And here's the thing, that preacher guy, the minute that he inspired hatred in my heart, because it did kind of go there, I kind of was, it hurt. So, and listen, anger is a good mask to hide the pain that what it feels from being rejected, and then getting bitter about it, and then not realizing it. You're fulfilling the prophecy of the person that, and I don't think that's like a bully, man. I don't, but at the same time, if it's done with the right heart, you can have an experience like me where I can reflect on myself and be like, and I can agree with it would seem an enemy, but Are they just my enemies because they told me the truth in a way that I didn't expect and didn't like, and was very harsh and abrasive, and it felt very tactically. It mirrors exactly what a mean, nasty person would do. You know what I'm saying? It's hidden. I mean, in a way, maybe they were being mean and nasty, but yet, still in the end, it's going to go to the good anyway. Instead of, that's the thing. You don't want to, even if so, listen, you don't want to, if a person already is struggling with issues, demons are chewing them up, beating them up, why are you going to join in the demon, panning and attack a person that is needy and weak? You know what I'm saying? It's like, in a way, it's like, oh, I see the vampires have sucked you dry. Well, I might as well get in there and get me a little suckle too. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good spirit neither. Kick people while they're down. Let me join in the crowd. Let me give me, hey, where's my stone to throw? You know what I'm saying? That's not a good tactic. That's not what Jesus would do. That's not what he did. You know what I'm saying? He drew the line in the sand. Hey, if you're without sin, go ahead, throw all the stones you want. You know what I'm saying? But none of us can even live up to that. You know what I'm saying? In all actuality, because I mean, I don't care how good you are now. There was a time probably where you were deceived, and you've done something wrong somewhere down the line for the wrong reasons. For selfish motives, or once again, because you were in such pain, or you were so hurt, and you didn't acknowledge it yet. You weren't aware of it. That in a way you were being controlled. He that makes you angry is he who controls you. See, that's the thing. That's what I've had to learn, is like, look, but it's like there's some things you don't want to be right about, because if you're right about these things, you see how afflicted the person is that you're speaking about, that suffers from a narcissistic mindset and a point of view. Everything they see and do is skewed by that person's, their emotions, basically, because it's everything they see goes back to themselves. They can't even let a relationship out there be without somehow drawing it into themselves and then spewing themselves back out into the thing. It's like they can't never just sit back and play an observer. They always got to be like, they got to go. It's like they want to get hands-on in their science experiment. You know what I'm saying? Instead of pretending, like, when you really want to observe animals in their natural environment, you can't let them know that you're watching them. But these people like to pop up everywhere and kind of do these strange experiments. And what it is, in a way, here's another thing. A narcissist, the minute you don't give your approval, they're going to take that as you're declaring war. In all actuality, they declared war on you. But once again, it's an ambush, guerrilla warfare strategy where it's baiting, and it's like it's problem, reaction, solution. Once again, just like the dude constantly talking shizzle in a way, but being right. But there's a more mature way to go about it. And another thing is, I guess, it'd be better if you kept these things between men in a closed environment where it's like, in a way, you don't want to scold someone in front of everyone. It'd be better if you did that privately. It shows that you're mature and you understand what it means to, when you put someone, when you check them. I'm not saying none of us are worthy of having dominion over others, but yet we should give each other good counsel and be there if someone needs it. If they ask, we should never deny. Unless you're incapable. Like, look, you could be so drained that it's like, it'd be better for you to say, look, I'm not in the right state of mind right now to even, I don't want to mislead you here. And I'm not in a good state of mind to even look at this right now. Let me think about it for a while, and I'll get back to you when I can. And you got to respect that in people. Because if a person tells you, look, that takes some humbleness and humility to be honest and be like, look, dude, I'm not superhuman. I'm just a person. And look, I have my moments where, like, look, this ain't the best moment to ask me for that. No one when and when not to. and being able to restrain yourself and hold back in a way is the fruit of understanding these things.